Welcome back to another The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly video. And I'm here in the Caustic Caverns because it is dull and so is Axton's turrets. So I figured this would be about as fitting as it could be. To start off with, we've got his Legendary Soldier class mod, which is just about as good as you can get for these comms. They really nailed Axton's one, partially because it boosts all 6 of his top line skills. So I really can't complain about any choices they made there, since they didn't really make any choices, they just took them all. But you also have 3 passive buffs on it. Now you don't get a red text ability on it, but you do boost 9 separate things here. 6 skills and 3 passives. Where Maya's comm, which I loved, only boosted 8 things, 5 skills, 2 passives, and a red text. Gage had 7 buffs on hers, Maya had 8, all the other characters had 9, so Maya actually got gypped a little bit. But on to Axton, because this video is not about Maya. The 3 passives, cooldown, gun damage, and fire rate, you couldn't really ask for better passives. Cooldown is obviously huge, because Axton's turrets have a long cooldown. And then gun damage and fire rate, yeah, that's pretty amazing. Well, it's like an always-on and kind of slightly mini wreck, but it's not even that much far behind wreck. So yeah, huge boost there passively. And then I guess to just look at the skills, Sentry is obviously really nice. You know, get a lot more out of your turret. Who doesn't love reload speed with Ready? And with 10 points on it, that's 80%. That's a lot. Impact. This one, in my opinion, should have lost the melee. Axton's not a melee character. Much like Maya, sorry. But this is in the same place in Mind's Eye, and it's kind of similar. Just gun damage instead of crit. The melee should just go away and give some other bonus that matters. Expertise is pretty sweet. I like this. Swap speed is big for DPS. A lot of people don't think about that, but it is. Especially in UVHM, where you're going to slag and swap. So that's quite big. And, you know, being able to zoom faster and move faster while you're aimed in is also quite helpful. Healthy isn't the best, but Axton can definitely tank, so healthy is pretty nice. And then preparation is a damn good skill. Increase your shield capacity and regenerate health when it's full. And Axton's got a lot of ways to increase his shield recharge, reduce the delay, or increase the recharge. I don't know if he can recharge rate or just get the delay, but he can keep his shields up. So this is really helpful. And he's... I don't want to make everything about the bee, but you know, it's a big shield in this game, and all of his delay skills really help him with the bee, and then the fact that you can increase his capacity is even better. So yeah, they really knocked this out of the park once again. Now let's go to the other vanilla legendary comm, which they always fail on. So this one, same passive buffs. I've covered those a few times, but they suck. The max health one is especially bad because it doesn't play nice with healthy, since it comes after the healthy boost. Expertise. I mean, I already covered these skills, but the one that left off is preparation, which, in my opinion, might be his best top tier skill. Feel free to disagree with me on that, but the fact that they took this one off and the other ones are just +4 and the passive buffs suck, yeah, this comm is kind of bad. So, next I'm going to go with the Engineer. I'm not entirely sure why I'm doing that one next, but I really like this comm. So the regular Engineer is your cooldown comm, and once again, cooldown on Axton is great because he's got a long duration. And the regular one hit Battlefront, Resourceful, and Sentry, which the other one does. But it also hits Impact and Able. So let's take a look at that. So Able, actually I'm going to come back to the extra one. So Sentry, kind of already covered that. Resourcefulness, this is awesome because it's a cooldown comm and you get this cooldown. So I'm just going to kind of go down there and click on that. So between this and the comm, that's a 100% cooldown reduction rate. That's massive. So you have massive cooldown. Then over here, you have two really nice DPS skills. So, you know, impact here, straight 40% gun damage, that's great. Then this, another 60% gun damage while your turret's out. Plus, well, the melee damage, once again, kind of dumb, but, and grenade damage. So that's massive. Then you go over to this one. Obviously, we talked about Sentry being pretty awesome. And then Able is more health. So this comm, you're getting solid DPS out of it for both you and your turret. You're getting a lot of cooldown to get your turrets out more often, which is really huge for Axton. Both damage-wise, survival-wise, you know, aggro relief, slag. Just tremendous all around. And then you get Able, which is a really, really good survival skill. So this comm, yeah, it really just nails it all around. It's one of my favorite comms for Axton, just because it does so much. It's so well-rounded. And that's kind of what Axton is to me. He's a well-rounded class. So next we're going with Pointman. So Pointman here, you see Pressure, Grit, and Last Ditch Effort on the old one and the new one. You get a max health increase, which, once again, like the Slayer comm, is kind of dumb. And passive health regen. And the passive health regens on these comms, none of them seem enough to me. It's just kind of low. You don't get a whole lot out of it. I'll kind of demonstrate that here. You see how that's moving there. It's moving, but I mean, it'll help you fight dots a little bit, but it's not fantastic. And the problem with it too, it's not percentage based, it's flat. So if you stack your health at all, it just gets worse. So if it was percentage based, it would be a lot better. Now, this comm does boost healthy, which makes that even worse. So now you have this, and that's moving that much slower. But let's look at the rest of it. It's pretty much all in that tree except for Able, and I really don't like this comm. And it might sound like a hypocrite, because this is a tanking comm. It's all about survival. You know, it does hit grit, and people love grit for obvious reasons. You know, 40% chance to ignore death is quite helpful. But if we go down here and look at it, healthy, increasing your maximum health. Last ditch effort. I think this is a really bad choice, because if you have a tanking comm, why do you have a fight for your life skill? The tanking comm's about not going into fight for your life, so this is the last skill they should add to it. This one, was that on the original? It was. I just think that's a really bad choice. They should have removed that. They've done that with a few of these. Pressure is great. That's really, really huge boosts. And that reload speed is ridiculous. So you do have a little DPS on here between that. And this is kind of DPS if you're in fight for your life. You know, Grit's obviously great to help you keep out a fight for your life. And then Able's really great for healing. But this comm needed more than pressure for DPS. It really should have moved last ditch effort to something like Metal Storm or Battlefront or Onslaught. Because Maya's nurse comm is about team support. A self-tanking comm like this, that's just almost 100% survival and so little DPS, is going to be really hard to play solo. And Axton by himself has, outside of chucking some of the lower DPS in the game, compared to the rest of the characters, which makes it even harder to really use this comm. So yeah, I mean, I might be missing something. I'm not the biggest Axton player. You know, I mainly main a Maya. I do play Axton a little bit, but I've never really been able to make sense of this legendary comm. I think it was kind of a bad choice for them to pick this one. I wish they would have done his assault rifle comm. You know, Zero got his sniper comm. Maya got her cat comm, her SMG comm. It would have been kind of nice for Axton to get his assault rifle comm and really make it awesome. And just maybe do it like the cat comm and go pure DPS with it. And let Axton kind of shine with assault rifles. Because that was kind of an empty promise. All you really got is overload and an okay comm with them. But that would have been a cool way to really help that rather than the Pointman comm, in my opinion. So, sorry to be so down on that, Axton players. Let me know why I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But I don't really get it. So lastly here, we have the Ranger, which the weird thing about the Ranger, it used to be the Tactician, now it's the Ranger. You get the same passive buffs, but you don't keep any of the 3 buffs from the Tactician, which is really, really odd. You picked 5 new skills. Now, I'm going to switch these. This comm was a damn good purple comm. So with here, you have Battlefront, which is massive for DPS. You know, one of his best DPS skills. You have Resourceful, you know, we've already discussed how awesome cooldown rate is. And you have Preparation, one of his best survival skills. So this is just a really well-rounded comm. And then the fact that those team boosts, outside of melee players, everyone loves that. Increased rate and delay. It's good for Axton, but it's just great for everyone. This is a really good comm. And I don't know why they had to really change it up, but they changed it up in kind of a good way, which is weird. But not a perfect way. So on here, you get Onslaught, which is obviously awesome. Quite a bit of damage there on kill. 60% is really solid. And 120% movement speed is really fantastic. We've already discussed Impact and the amazingness of its Metal Storm. So Metal Storm and Onslaught stacked up. 60% gun damage and 120% fire rate, and that recoil reduction. That is an insane combo, and then this is on as well. So here you see Axton's DPS really start to ramp up. I'm going to come back to Ranger. And then you got Quick Charge, another kill skill. So I kind of like that this is kind of like a kill skill comm here. And this one is... oh, my voice is going. I apologize about this, guys. I'll try to muscle through this. So yeah, third kill skill. And when you kill an enemy, you get your shields to regenerate 10% per second. That's pretty damn solid. You know, I'm a big fan of Maya's inertia. Sorry to keep bringing up Maya. 1 second here. Alright, that should be better. Yeah, so Quick Charge, pretty good as well, and I think it's a good balance because you have DPS, 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 some survival. I really like that choice. I'm not a fan of like pure DPS comms as much as a well-balanced comm. Here's the kind of downfall, Ranger. I don't know, even have enough points to get down there right now to demonstrate it, but well, Ranger boost a lot, and when you get plus 10 in all these, it's okay, but to go that deep in a tree, it's just, I don't like Ranger. I discussed it in my Jack video, how I thought they fixed Ranger in the pre-sequel. Well, Jack has a skill much like Ranger. It only boosts 4 skill, or 4 stats, I think, instead of 6, 7? How many does this boost? 7? Yeah, Jack's boosted 4, but they boosted to good percents. This, I mean, even at 10%, it's not much of a game changer as Metal Storm is at tier 2. And sure, it's always on, but it's just so low. And you have to commit so deep in this tree to get it that it's kind of tough. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the choice of Ranger on this. I don't know. Part of me wishes they would have just built on the Tactician. And with this one, you know, you've got this well-rounded set here. You could have just gone over to this tree, you know, maybe get Onslaught and something else. I don't know. They could have done so many. There's so many good skills where you could have boosted with it. I don't know. It's an odd way to do it. None of the other comms are really like this, where they threw out all the skills. It's still really good. The Ranger's an awesome comm. I don't mean to be down on it. I think everything other than Ranger is fantastic. And Ranger isn't bad. It's just not... I don't think it's worth going that deep in the skill tree. Unless you're planning on getting the nuke, then it's cool. It's on the way down there. But the other problem with Ranger is this skill tree is so good. Sorry to be stuck up on Ranger for this long. But, you know, Impact is great. Expertise is great. Metal Storm and Battlefront are almost like must-haves. Steady is really fantastic. If you're going a grenade-heavy build or like a Torg build, or, you know, a lot of ways for Axton to get good is boosting his grenade damage, well, then you kind of want Steady as well. And now you're running out of points to spend on here without spending too many points in this tree to be able to balance it over here. Because, let's be honest, you probably want to go get the Slag turret. So you're probably going to go down this tree. Then if you get the nuke on top of that, you know, you're kind of limited here, and that's okay. You don't get the cooldown. You can wear a bone. But also, if you're doing all this stuff, you might want an explosive relic, which means you're not going to have any cooldown. You can get some good survival in here, but you won't be able to get mag locks, so you got to make some choices there. So I think this comm would have been perfect if they would have just swapped Ranger to... God, almost anything else. You know, you could have gone and got Able, you could have gone and got Ready, you could have got Preparation. Resourceful would have been cool, but that's kind of deep in that tree as well. You know, Steady, I don't know if Steady's boosted hit by much. You know, Battlefront might have been overkill, but that would have been really freaking cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cooler or better choices I think they could have done but Ranger, but that said, it's still a really good comm. I'm being ultra picky here, so I apologize for that, but I guess that's kind of the point of these, is really like dive in and talk about it and discuss it and think about it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm sure I'm going to hear from Demonite quite thoroughly on this. If you guys don't know him, he's probably the guy that puts out the most or the best Axton stuff on YouTube. So if you guys are big Axton fans and I have done you wrong, go check out Demonite's stuff, because he's a smarter Axton than I am. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.